Hi everybody, it's Beth from ArtBase. Welcome to another art activity. Today we're going to have a little go at drawing this little fella. I think he's a rabbit, but my husband thinks he looks like a hare, so it's up to you, you can decide. We're going to do it in two parts again. So first part is going to be a pencil drawing, and then the second part we're going to add our colours with our felt tips and a water wash. So today all you need is a 2B pencil and a rubber. If you haven't got a 2B pencil, that's fine, just use a normal HB one, it's not a problem at all. Okay, so if you've got your pencil and your rubber ready, we will start. So the first thing we're going to do, we're going to try and just map out the general shape of the rabbit's head, okay? And then we'll start adding all the features on. So I'm going to start, the top of his head is going to be roughly, I would say, about halfway down the page, okay? And we're going to do a little line. Now just do very light little sketchy lines to start with until you're happy with your picture, and then we can work over it and make it a bit darker. So just little sketchy lines to start with. Now the rabbit's head, I would say, is a bit like a pear. So it's sort of narrow-ish at the top, going down, working both sides together so that we can try and get it relatively symmetrical. And then we're going to start to come out just a little bit and make his cheeks a bit fatter, okay? So same on this side, coming out and then round, little sketchy lines, and then we're going to join it up at the bottom. Okay, so sort of, I don't know, it looks a bit like a pear, potato, something like that. All right, so that's the general shape. So what we're going to do next, I think we're going to just, let's pop his ears in. So his ears obviously growing out of his head, so we're not just going to draw them like that. We're going to just continue this line. So I'm going to put my pencil on this line, and then I'm going to just curve it up a little bit on both sides like this, and then we're going to take it up. I'm making mine quite long. I want my rabbit's ears quite long, and then that down like that. Okay, and then the same on the other side. Now they don't have to be perfectly symmetrical. I quite like it when they're a little bit different, so don't get too worried if they don't look exactly the same. I'm going to make this one a little bit more pointy and bringing this down, round, and then back in. I'm going in a little bit, can you see? And then I'm rejoining the top of the head. Okay, so now if you wanted to, you can just rub out that line there. So the ears look like they're growing out the top of the head, not just stuck on. All right, so I think we've got the basic shape of our rabbit. We can put his little shoulders in there if you want to as well. Take it down to the edge of the page. Right, so his eyes, I'm going to put on the side of his face. So his eyes are going on the side, not in the middle. And they're quite big, lovely, but sort of oval shaped eyes. They're coming out of the edge a little bit, so we're going across the line. Two nice big ovals. If you want to, you can rub that little line out there, like that. We're going to do the same on the other side. So what I do is I just track the top of the eye a little bit to the other side, track the bottom, just roughly. Again, it doesn't have to be perfect. And then we're going over the edge, breaking outside a little bit, like that. Okay, always, you can keep stepping back from your picture, just checking that you're happy with it as you go along. I might make those a little bit bigger, actually. So I'm going to bring that down and make it a little bit bigger, I think. I think it's nice to have big eyes, like that. So, okay, so we've got our eyes in. Now his nose, quite low down, it's not in the middle, it's sort of, I would say, probably about a third or just under a third up from the bottom. So I'm keeping it nice and simple, just a little line. It goes like a V almost, a flat V. Nice, simple line. And then we're going to bring it down like this, and then out. And then you can give him a little smile. You can make him a grumpy rabbit or a happy rabbit, it's up to you. Okay, mine's going to be a happy rabbit. Okay, so we're getting there. Got the eyes, the nose and the mouth mapped in. We're just going to put a few lines in just to make his mouth and his sort of nose stand out a little bit. So I'm going to pop a little line just in from the eyes on both sides, and we're going to work down the nose, and then we're going to bring it round, and again it's going to curve out. It's a bit like the shape of the face, and take it right down to the bottom. So I'm going to press quite hard so you can see. Alright, so down to the bottom, down to his chin, like that. And the same on the other side. So round and then down to the bottom. You see? Like that. So that just gives us a little guide for when we're shading. Alright, so we're nearly there with our drawing so far. So we've got the basics in. I'm just going to put a little line in the ear. So just inside the ear, it's almost like another ear inside. So little sketchy lines again. Just follow your line, follow the shape of that line. So all the way up to the top and then bring it back down again. Okay, so we've got the inside of the ear now. All right. And then the same on the other side. So little sketchy lines all the way down. Like that. And I'm going to make it a little bit wider at the bottom. So it comes out a bit wider and then joins up. That one. Right, okay, so I think we might be ready to start just putting a few lines in, a little bit of shading now. So again, I'm going to start with the eyes, because once you get the eyes in, it looks so much better. So don't forget, we always put our little white shine in. It's generally in the same place on both eyes, okay? It needs to be symmetrical. So if you put it in the middle, it goes in the middle. If you put it to the side, it goes to the same side on both eyes. And we're going to press really hard with our pencil now. We want to make this nice and dark. So really, really press hard and get that eye coloured in. Okay? If you're lucky enough to have a 2B pencil, you will find that you get darker tones with it. So that's why it's good to have sketching pencils. So there we go. So two really nice black eyes. We're going to add some eyelashes. So little flicky lines at the top. Make him not too many, but just a few little flicky lines at the top. I'm going to do a few little underneath as well, like that. Right, so what we'll do next, we're going to do a little bit of shading. Just add some dark tones and some light tones, just to make him pop out. It looks a bit flat at the moment. So I'm going to just put little lines, like little textures. This is his fur. So think about the direction of his fur. So we wouldn't be going across or round and round. It grows down his face, doesn't it? So little lines, crisscrossing, slightly longer ones, slightly shorter ones, like this. Not perfectly straight lines or stripes. And I'm going very, very quickly. Obviously you do this at your pace. So down his face, and I'm not doing this middle bit. I'm going to go down the sides because I want this bit to stay nice and light. So I'm going to go down the sides of his face, all the way down. round. And I'm also going slightly outside my line as well. So I'm breaking out of our original pencil line. Can you see? Down to the bottom. And the same on this side as well. So I'm trying to go super quick for you, but you just take your time. So all the way down. Breaking outside again. Just give him that sort of little furry effect. A little bit on the top maybe. And across the top up here. Okay, so here we go. So you see that's making his nose pop out a little bit, making those side bits a bit darker. All right, again, your arms might start to ache a little bit in those fingers. We're going to do the same, just going to get a base layer on to start with. So the same on his tummy. So little bits of fluffy fur, go out the edge, under his chin. And there we go. And again, it's just a base layer at the moment. We're going to add some darker bits in a minute. Around the edge of his ears. Like this. Again, if you want to make him look a little bit fluffy, take some, like it when he's got a few little hairs poking out on the edges. Like this. Okay, same on this side, we're nearly there. Flicking them out. Growing down into his face. Up the other side. So we've got our lovely base now, but it's all still one shade. So what we want to do is we want to make some bits a bit darker still. So we're going to really work around his eye a little bit more and make this little bit a little bit darker. So I'm building up now my lines a little bit more, another little layer of lines just to get this bit darker around his eyes a little bit. And there we go. So this bit just here on both sides where the shape of the face goes in a little bit. And those bits will be darker. Okay. Also at the base of the ears, that's going to be darker, so we're just going to do a little bit of shading. Base of the ears just here and in the middle. Here we go. Okay, and then also under the chin. So the chin sticks out, that bit's lighter, and then under the chin is going to be darker. So I'm really starting to colour it in just a little bit. My lines, just to get that bit darker and down the edge. I'm not doing it in a perfect straight line, I'm trying to take it down at an angle a little bit. Maybe a little bit on that edge as well. Okay, and once I've done that, I'm going to just smudge it. So we just blend it in a little bit. We'll get smudgy fingers, but that's fine. We can always wash our hands, can't we? So smudge that pencil line. There we go. And under here, on his shoulders, and then a little bit round his ears. Okay, now I'm going to have a bit of a smudgy finger now. So what I'm going to do with that smudgy finger, I'm just going to use that just to work over, just drag some of that pencil down. So it just gives him a slight tone to his nose. And the same inside his ears, just a little bit, not too much. Okay. Here you go. So the only thing left to do now, we're just going to do his nose and his mouth. And then I think we're pretty much there. So his nose, just a little bit of shading, lightly, just at the base, just above that line, like that, and just smudge it in. Just going to add a little bit of light shading underneath as well, and down. Just go over this, make it a little bit darker. And a little bit of shading under here. Keep it quite loose. You don't have to be super, super neat. Okay. And then last little bit, and then I think we'll finish here for today. We're just going to put some little whiskers on him. Okay, so just a few little dots, excuse me, just a few little dots, and then all I'm going to do is with my pencil, I'm just going to do some little flicks coming out. Haven't done too many, maybe about 5 on each side. And I think we're going to leave it there for today. And then next time we'll put on our colours with our felt tips, but I think that looks pretty good. Okay? There we go. So that's it for part 1. We hope you enjoyed it. Next time we're going to be adding all our colours with our felt tips and our water wash. So we will see you then. Bye!